What's good? What's good? This your host, Swag Boy from swagboy360.com. Today's episode, I am God. You are God. Act like a God. Growing up, I was raised in an Islamic household. My mother and father, when they met, they converted to Islam. And then we became followers of Minister Farrakhan. And a lot of times we would go to the mosque, right? But even though we were Muslims, our household wasn't that Islamic. We didn't make salat. We didn't pray 5 times a day like Muslims. Honestly, we didn't even know how to properly make salat, the proper Islamic Orthodox way. We didn't do that. However, we still considered ourselves Muslims. When my mother and father got married, they made sure that they gave us, their children, either Afrocentric names or Islamic names. When my mother and father joined the Nation of Islam, they took on the teachings of Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan. Anytime in my household you would hear my mother or my father playing speeches from either Elijah Muhammad or Minister Farrakhan, we looked up to those dudes. My father, he was very big on being Afrocentric, knowing that we were from Africa and knowing our history of being kings and queens and all that stuff. And I also used to watch my parents. When they want something, they would pray for it. You know what I mean? I should see my father, he would pray for things. I see my mother, she would pray for things. So naturally, growing up, when I wanted something bad, I used to pray for it. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. But see, this mental structure in my brain of religion and God, praising God, shaming the devil, it caused a lot of confusion in my childhood. Guys, I used to ask myself questions. Why do bad things happen to good people? And why does good things happen for bad people? As I got older, in my teenage years, I started realizing people was converting to religion out of fear. I used to hear Christian people say, I gotta commit myself to Christ or give my life to the Lord so they'll let me into heaven. I used to hear Muslims say the same thing. I gotta get right with Allah so he can open the gates for me when it's my turn to go to heaven or whatever. I used to hear that. So therefore I put 2 and 2 together. So I'm like, y'all just doing this out of fear. See, you gotta understand something. Fear is also a powerful tactic in religion. See, the ministers or the imams, they would use fear to get motherfuckers to donate stuff. Like donate money when they pass that tray around, that donation tray. People would donate out of fear. They be like, oh, you know what? Let me donate so I can get a blessing. Let me donate so God can let me in the gates of heaven. As they call it giving tithes, whatever. People get tithes out of fear and also hope. See, whoever is in charge of the religion that is created by man has the power. So it's usually the ministers, the imams, the priests, all of those. They are the ones with the power. And they project fear of the unknown to their followers. See, a lot of cult leaders, they do the same thing on their followers. See, a cult leader would tell their followers that he's the new Christ. He's Jesus himself. And the cult leaders and the cult followers will believe it. The cult followers will worship that cult leader as if he was God. He will then project fear onto his followers, saying, if you don't obey me and do as I say, you will face consequences from God himself. And that will cause fear within the followers. Jim Jones used these type of tactics on his followers. Many cult leaders use these tactics on their followers. So growing up, I used to pray for what I want. When I didn't get what I want, I asked God, why, God? Why didn't you do this for me, God? What did I do not to get this, God? I used to blame the devil for things when things didn't go my way. Like, why is the devil bothering me? Why is the devil trying to win? Just stuff like that. I used to think it was a war between God and the devil. In my life, that's what I used to think. But see, that all changed one day, man. That all changed one snowy winter day, man. I had to be, maybe 19 years old, man. I was taking a bus on my way to my job that I hated. Man, I was working at UPS, man. I was the one that was getting the boxes, and I was putting them on the trucks, just loading trucks up with boxes, man. I was on my way to a job that I hated, man. But I met this brother. I would never forget his name, man. His name was Sadiq Divine. So one time, I'm just waiting for the train, about to go to work. He walked up to me. He said, "Peace, God." I looked at him like, what you mean, peace, God? I said, I'm saying peace to you, but I'm also acknowledging that you are God. I'm like, man, you crazy? Like, I ain't God. God is up there. Me pointing to the sky. I said, nah, brother. That's the sky God. You are God. I'm like, what? He said, absolutely. You manifest your reality. You are in control of your destiny. You are God. Man, when he dropped that science on me, man, it was like an eye opener. Because I told him, like, man, but I'm Muslim, man. We praise Allah. We pray to Allah. He said, yeah, I know that. I'm a 5%er. And he was telling me how the 5% nation, or the nation of gods as they call it, came from the nation of Islam. And then I was like, so you telling me you don't pray? He said, nah, brother. I don't got no sky daddy. He said, the way I pray is through meditation and studying my lessons. He referred to his lessons as the supreme mathematics. And we had to go our separate ways because I just caught the bus. Now I'm waiting on the train. He's about to catch the bus. But as we parted ways, he gave me a pamphlet. And he invited me to a session to build, as he called it, to build with the other gods at a place in Harlem called Allah School in Mecca. Now, I didn't see Sadiq Divine again. I didn't really take him up on his offer to go with the gods in Harlem and build whatever, but that conversation had a huge effect on me from then on. Like, after that, I never prayed again. I never prayed again. Because after meeting that brother, I told myself, whatever I want, It's up to me to manifest. Like, I'm responsible for me. Not no sky god, not the minister, not no church, not no mosque. Me. And before that, I was always waiting for some spiritual favor just to drop in my lap. I was always waiting for a blessing. But see, after having that conversation, I moved on in life. And I started to create my own blessings. See, that conversation, even though he didn't convert me to be God body or to become a 5%er, that conversation made me more self-sufficient. See, no longer was I codependent or on God or on a religion. I wasn't worried about favors from God or worried about fighting the devil. I was worried about me. How are you going to grow? How are you going to overcome obstacles? How are you going to find a way to make money? How are you going to progress? You, nobody else. You. See, after having that conversation, I became somewhat stronger. Because you gotta understand something. For me, religion, it didn't make me stronger. It made me confused. It made me weak. You see, because with religion, I was dependent. I was codependent on an outer entity. I was dependent on something that was outside of myself. I was dependent on something else that I had no control of, instead of focusing on myself. After that day, I no longer seek to get knowledge from the Quran. I no longer seek to get knowledge from the Bible. I only seek to get knowledge of self. Damn it, that day I knew I was a god. Come on now, somebody gotta hear this. Because it's too many times when we as individuals don't want to take control of our own destiny and of our own life, and then we get mad when other people are in control of our life. I hear people talking about, you know what, I can't take it no more. Jesus, take the wheel. No, nigga, you take the wheel. Let me say this, man, because what you gotta realize about these 5%ers or the nation of gods, these some smart brothers. Like, I met dumb people in every religion. Every religion I've met dumb people. But I never met a dumb 5%er. I never met them. These dudes are intelligent. In closing, this is not a video to market and promote the 5% nation or the nation of gods. Instead, this is my video to you brothers, to challenge you brothers on your journey into knowing that you are God. Act like a God. Become God-like and godly. Because when I discovered that I was a God, I raised the standards for myself. I demanded more from myself. I knew that just about any obstacle could be overcome. I started to look within myself to discover my capabilities. See, when you discover that you are God, you'll see that the truth is inside of you. Your talent is inside of you. Your blessings are inside of you. It just takes that God-like mind that you have to bring it out of you. That was today's episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'ma catch you in the next go round, my nigga. Hello.